Thank you all for being here this morning. I'm pleased to be joined by our City Council President, Dr. Jennifer Campbell, City Council Member Chris Cate, who represents Mira Mesa and chairs our city's Budget Committee, and Barry Vaz, President of the Mira Mesa Town Council. As you can see behind me, we have a large group of Mira Mesa residents and community leaders, folks who have been anxiously awaiting this announcement, as well as representatives from our city's labor organizations and key members of our city staff, including our Chief Operating Officer, Jay Goldstone, the Director of our Transportation and Stormwater Department, Chris McFadden, and Deputy Fire Chief James Gabbery, who is here, as well as representatives from our Park and Rec Department, an all-star cast of folks who have also been waiting a long time for these improvements. We're here at Gold Coast Drive in Mira Mesa. As many of you had to have noticed if you drove here, or even if you walked here, you would see that this street is an absolute mess. And as Councilmember Cate knows all too well, this portion right here, it's not even the worst of it. There are worse portions in both directions. Residents of this community have been calling for years for this frequently used roadway to be repaved by the city. And unfortunately, Gold Coast Drive is emblematic of our city's long history of neglecting our infrastructure needs. It has created a situation where we have too many potholed streets, broken sidewalks, and buildings in disrepair. And as your mayor, I will not allow the city to neglect its infrastructure needs. We will address them, and that starts today. Today, I will be signing 2 resolutions passed by the City Council just last week that clear the way for the city to invest $293 million to repair or upgrade critical infrastructure systems in every corner of our city. Included in the funding that we're announcing today is $11 million to reconstruct Gold Coast Drive and Parkdale Avenue, another crumbling street here in Mira Mesa, just west of here. I'm going to do that one more time because I'm not sure the Mira Mesa people heard it. $11 million to reconstruct Gold Coast Drive and Parkdale Avenue. This is your victory because you all have been so patient and persistent in calling for this. I'm happy to say that there's additional funding in today's announcement. As you see to my left here, $97.7 million for public safety to upgrade police and fire communications equipment and to buy 34 new fire trucks to make sure that we can respond quickly to emergencies. $59.4 million for transportation and mobility, sidewalks, street lights, guardrails, traffic signals, and funding for My Sexy Streets program, which will repair roads in historically underserved communities across the city of San Diego. $50.6 million to implement a new refuse recycling collection system to comply with state law with regard to recycling organic waste. $49.6 million to repair our stormwater systems. These are the systems that guard against flooding and protect our waterways from pollution. I think we can all agree that clean water is important. $20.7 million for park and recreation projects, and there's a couple key ones I want to draw your attention to. There's funding to renovate the Botanical Building in Balboa Park, that iconic building that we all love, funding to create the Choice Triangle Park in City Heights, and enhancement to the Hickman Fields in Kearny Mesa. Councilmember Cate did very well in advocating for District 6 in this package. $14.7 million to upgrade city facilities. For example, there are funds to design and work on a new fire station in the Skyline Hills community, expansion of the tiny Ocean Beach Library, and enhancements to the San Carlos Library. These are projects that I know will help move San Diego forward, make our city more efficient, more resilient, and more responsive. And most importantly, they will benefit the communities that our residents are proud to call home. All San Diegans deserve to be proud of their city. And the nearly $300 million we're allocating today is a down payment on regaining a sense of civic pride. I want to be clear. We still have a long way to go. When I took office, I was faced with an underfunded infrastructure backlog of $3 billion. But today, this is a good start. And I'd like to introduce now our City Council President, Dr. Jennifer Campbell, to share some more about the progress we're making. Council President?
Thank you so much, my dear mayor, my favorite mayor. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming. I am president of our city council and also the representative of District 2, which is one of your neighboring districts. So I love visiting District 6, love you, District 6, and good friends with your council member, Chris Cate. Today's ceremony highlights the infrastructure improvements everyone at City Hall has worked to obtain, and your City Council last week passed these needed resolutions. This $293 million is a kind of holistic approach to making a tangible impact on the lives of San Diegans by tackling infrastructure problems that have been ignored for years. Every neighborhood in San Diego has infrastructure projects that need to be attended to. And ever since I got to City Council 2.5 years ago, I've joined with Councilmember Kate in trying to get the funding to replace Gold Coast Drive. And I'm grateful to Councilmember Kate and other council colleagues, as well as our mayor and his administration, to unify our city so that we can get these long ignored needs taken care of. This money will help us with that project and many others that have been let go far too long throughout our various city neighborhoods. And so thank you to all of you who came out today to support this large investment in our future. And now I'd like to introduce my colleague and your representative from District 6, my dear friend, Chris Kate.
Thank you, Council President, and good morning, everyone. And I first want to thank our Mayor Gloria, for choosing to celebrate this announcement in District 6. On behalf of the Mira Mesa community, I'm proud to finally move forward on the reconstruction of Gold Coast Drive and Parkdale Avenue. It's also very special that Barry Vaz of the Mira Mesa Town Council, as well as other community leaders from the Mira Mesa community, are here today to be a part of this ceremony. Since my first day in office in 2014, it has been a top priority to repair these two streets. Over the past 6 years, hundreds of Mira Mesa residents have called in, sent emails, and had community meetings with my office about the need to reconstruct these streets. Recently, we've inched closer to finally getting the work done by allocating funding for planning and design, and today we are celebrating a giant leap forward to giving these residents what they have been begging for so long. These two streets are amongst the worst in the city of San Diego, and I thank the mayor's office for working closely with our office and the Mira Mesa community to get this project the funding it needed. I also want to thank a few folks from the mayor's staff and city staff for their work. Chris McFadden, our director of the Transportation and Stormwater Department, James Nagelvor, our city engineer, and all the city employees that have been such great partners and have spent hours in this community answering questions from residents and keeping all of us up to speed on this critical project. With the funding allocated, we look forward to beginning the fixing of Gold Coast and Parkdale as soon as possible and providing these long-needed repairs to the Mira Mesa community. And I just want to wrap up by saying I am so proud to be here today to make this announcement and really, really thank all the residents for all of their tireless work. As the mayor said, they have been incredibly patient for a very, very long time along this street and been begging for this for years and years and years. And I'm so proud that we're able to get to this point. So again, thank you, Mr. Mayor, for all of your work and getting us to this point. Thank you. Oh, I can't. I'm so excited. I now want to introduce Barry Vaz, the president of our Mira Mesa Town Council and a tireless advocate for Mira Mesa.
Good morning. As president of the Town Council, I get to stand before you with a great honor, and that is to say on behalf of the residents of Mira Mesa, thank you. Thank you to Mayor Gloria, Council President Campbell, our D6 Council member, Chris Kate. I also wanted from my heart to say thank you to the residents of Mira Mesa, because every time we've put out the call to send in those emails, make those phone calls, dial into meetings, go on the Get It Done app and report Gold Coast over and over and over again, they responded in levels that many tell us they don't see in a lot of the communities. So you did it, you got the word out. Our representatives have pushed this forward, and today we're going to see the signing of the legislation that will make Gold Coast finally happen. And for those who don't come through Mira Mesa, don't drive Gold Coast, or aren't familiar with Mira Mesa, You might be wondering why $11 million is needed. Well, way back in the bad old days when Mira Mesa was being built as quickly as possible, the engineering on Gold Coast was not exactly what it should have been. It was a street built to fail. So what we're talking about here is we're not slurry sealing. We're not patching a bunch of potholes. This street is collapsing under the vehicles that drive it on a daily basis. This street, Gold Coast and onto Parkdale, have to be completely dug up and rebuilt. This is an infrastructure project to repair the sins of the past and to make this a street that we can all be proud of. It will go from the worst to the first. We're very pleased that this is getting started. We thank you all again so much for pushing this forward and bringing that to the people of Mira Mesa who have spent literally decades trying to draw attention to the problem and trying to get funding. So thank you. I don't want to hold anything up. We want to get on to the signing. Thanks.
Barry, thank you for that context and that history. I'm sure a few of the reporters are like, really? And like, yeah, really. It's expensive to fix a 40, 50-year mistake, but that's what we're going to do. And I want to just conclude by, again, my appreciation to our council members, Council President Campbell, Councilmember Kate, both of whom have been great partners in advancing this need to work on infrastructure. In particular, Councilmember Kate, who's represented this community and, as you heard mentioned, has been dogged in his persistence in actually getting this project prioritized, and with the signing in just a moment, fund it. I want to thank our city staff. You know, sometimes folks don't misunderstand. City staff would do anything we give them the ability and power and resources to do. We often aren't in the position to do that, but their helpfulness, their creativity, our working together is getting the job done. And to our Chief Operating Officer, the leader of our city staff, Jay Goldstone, thank you, sir, for your hard work in making this possible. And lastly, I would just say, you know, there are a few things I hear about more from San Diegans than just fix the damn roads, right? All over the city, every corner. We're talking about Gold Coast today, but we could be talking about Midway in the Midway, Point Loma area. We could be talking about Claremont Mesa Boulevard in Tierrasana, Colwood in Mid-City. Over and over, there are roads that are in just terrible, terrible condition. We didn't get into this situation overnight. We're not going to get out of it overnight. But what you have is my ironclad commitment through my 8 years in this office to be as dogged as Chris Cate has been for Gold Coast for every street in this city. It is absolutely unacceptable to see residents here who work so hard in maintaining their personal property, and yet the city doesn't meet them halfway by maintaining our property. It's going to take a lot of work, but I am committed to making sure that there are fewer Gold Coasts in our city and a lot more perfectly beautiful, I would say sexy streets in our city. You know I get some static for that, but here's the thing. When you say something's not sexy, that means you're not going to prioritize it. That means you're not going to fund it. That's how you get streets like this. The second we start saying that infrastructure is important, that it's beautiful, that it's sexy, then we start funding it, and change starts to come. So enough talk, more action. Let's fix the damn road, and that starts with signing these resolutions. Come join me over here, and we'll get that done right now. Come on over. Okay. Y'all ready? All right. Today is the 12. Just checking, making sure everyone's.
Don't post it.
No, we're not posting it. All right, one. Let's get number 2. Done.
All right.
Let's go fix some streets, everybody.
Okay.